Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I am Legacy Trainer. Thanks for joining me on a beautiful night tonight. Tonight guys, we are not doing no Pokemon Go. We are not doing Transformers. Tonight guys, we are doing a drive-in movie. And this is my first drive-in movie ever. Really excited. And we are watching The Suicide Squad. So guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit the like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram. I'll leave links in the description below. And guys, without further ado, let's get right into the wonderful movie. Let's go. Lots of people here. It's gonna be a wonderful, wonderful night. Hope you guys are all excited, because I am really excited. So let's go. Hey guys, welcome back. And just to let you all know that if you have not seen the movie Suicide Squad yet, this is going to be with spoilers and stuff that I feel about the movie myself. So if you guys have not seen the movie yet, you might want to click off this video and maybe come back to it after you have seen the movie. So guys, without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. So right off the bat guys, this was an amazing experience for me. I have never been to a drive-in movie, so this was really crazy. I didn't know exactly what to expect. I knew you took your car in, I knew you parked and stuff, but the experience, the atmosphere of the entire thing was amazing. All the different parkings for the cars, the fact that all we did was run it right through the radio, which was really cool, as opposed to before. I remember people that were they'd come in, they'd have the loudspeaker beside their car and they'd hear it through there. But now, I guess with the way technology has changed, they've managed to make it where it just comes right through your speakers in your car, so you can have it as loud as you want or as quiet as you want, which is really amazing. It was a great time. We had lots of food, lots of drinks. Still have my slushie that I had there, my amazing slushie, blue raspberry, which was amazing. So that was awesome. I enjoyed my slushie a lot. Come here, Sam. Come here. Oh. So yeah, the slushie was amazing. I kind of missed it because it's empty now and I really want another one, so might have to go get another one from somewhere. Well guys, let's start off how this first started. The team, which was Team 2 I guess, as we found out later on. But Team 2 was jumping from the plane, and the Weasel jumped from the plane and hit the water, and right off the bat he came up and they're all like, what's going on? And the Weasel could not swim. And everybody's like, oh my god, did nobody know the Weasel could not swim? And it was like, oh my god. So, Bloodsport managed to save the Weasel and get him to shore, but he said he was dead. And as we all know from watching the whole movie, at the end of the movie, the Weasel comes back to life, or isn't really dead to begin with. He's just kind of like unconscious or something, but he comes back to life. So, and then he runs into the forest. So hopefully in the future we'll get to see the Weasel again in another maybe Suicide Squad movie or some other movie to do with James Gunn. So that was really, really cool. I couldn't believe that. One thing that really surprised me right off the bat is they killed off Boomerang right off the bat. Like, not even 10 minutes into the movie and Boomerang was killed off. I was really upset over that because he was really a comical character. Very hilarious with all his different puns and stuff. And just the fact that they killed him off right at the start, I was like, wow. I mean, we saw a bunch of the squad members get killed. But just to sit there, a Boomerang is where it like got me almost the most. If they would have killed off like Harley Quinn right off the bat, I would have been like, what the hell? But they killed off Boomerang, which I didn't really like. But as we continued, the movie continued after that. But that was one that really got me the most. So I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Like, they killed off Boomerang. Like, why? What was the purpose? But there's a lot of things to be said about that. I mean, if they sit there and continue to save the main ones that you know will usually never die, then you're never going to be surprised. Something kind of out of like any kind of show, whether it be a movie or TV show, like even The Walking Dead. You know, you watched that for so many years, you don't think certain people are going to die, and then all of a sudden somebody gets hit with a baseball bat and you're just like, oh my god. There you go. So, unfortunately for Boomerang, he got killed off. which was sad. And we never knew what was going to happen to Harley Quinn or Flag, but they both ended up getting captured. Which, well, I guess Harley didn't really get captured. She just got brought to that rich president's place or whatever. So, but they both, Flag was captured, but, well, actually no, he wasn't even captured either. They made it seem like they were captured, but they really weren't captured. So, and then we end up seeing the King Shark himself, which, oh my god, amazing, great job to the entire cast on there, the people behind the scenes and all that stuff. He looked amazing and like very ferocious, and right off the bat, as soon as you see him, nom nom. And like, hey, you can ask anybody that goes away from this movie, what do you think of the King Shark guy? And they'll sit there and tell you nom 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 all the time. Like, that is what you will remember from King Shark the most. And the fact that he can take a lot of bullets and then he just gets crazy on you. And then we can talk about Margot Robbie's character as Harley Quinn. And guys, honestly, she has gotten so amazing. She has basically empowered or embodied the Harley Quinn character. And I mean, I could not see anybody else pulling this role off other than her. She has done an amazing job. And in this movie, she takes the Harley Quinn character to the next level. Like, in one of the parts in the movie, she's walking down the hallway with 2 guns in her hand. 2, I think, machine guns, if I'm not mistaken. And all of the enemies come running towards her. And then they see what she's got in her hand. And then they just all turn and try to run the other way. And she just lets them all have it. And it's like, oh my god, just... And they're all just toast. And like, then she ends up seeing the whole cat group. And she's like, oh, what are you guys all doing? And they're like, well, we're coming to save you. And she goes, do you want me to go back inside and wait? And it's just like, like, unbelievable, right? Oh my god. Yeah, so she has done an amazing job as Harley Quinn. And then we've got John Cena's character as the Peacemaker. And I mean, I didn't know actually how to take his character. He did an amazing job in this role. He really, James Gunn really gave him the focus and where he needed to be. As opposed to the movies that you've seen John Cena in, like the Fast 9 or the Marine. Other than that, like, he did a really good job in this role. And honestly, at first I thought when he came into this role, he was like the good guy. He was no villain at all. And then as you get closer to the end, they find the little drive where it contains all the information about what the U.S. has done and all the secrets they had. And Cena's main job is to get that disc and destroy it. And some of the characters are like, we're not letting you have the disc. And even with Flag, Flag gets the disc and he won't let Cena have it. So they have this huge big brawl. And I'm thinking right on the head. I'm like, who's going to die? Somebody's going to die. Like, what's going to happen? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, who? And then all of a sudden, Flag's choking Cena on the ground, and all of a sudden Cena grabs a piece of tile from the ground and stabs Flag through the heart. And like, they literally show the heart and him stabbing the heart, and it's just like, oh my god. Like, and they're like, so you're thinking to yourself, why another character that you thought would never get killed gets killed? And then you're like, and especially like when they show the heart get stabbed, you know that there's no way he's coming back. It's not like, hey, he knocked you unconscious, left you alone, and then you come back later on, like the Louisel, and it's like, wow. And even with John Cena in this movie, everybody already knew that he was not going to die because he's already got a series lined up. So he wasn't going to die, even though he took a bullet to the neck, and it looked like he died. But he didn't. But unfortunately, Flag literally got killed on this. And it's like another character that we loved got taken out. So that was really heartbreaking. And even with Cena, you think to yourself, was he the bad guy or was he the good guy? And really, he wasn't either. He was the guy that was doing his job. He had a job to do, and that's the job he was told to do, and that's what he was doing. But he was, he was no bad, he was no good, but he was just doing his job, and that was what his job was to do, is to get that disc at all cost. So, wow. And like I said, James Gunn, he did an amazing job on this movie. And you know what? They should not have put it out to any streaming sites. They should have just put it in theaters so that it would have had like a $100 million thing or $2 million or whatever. It would have been a blockbuster of a movie. They should not have put it to streaming sites at all. I understand why they did, but they still should not have. This movie would have made lots of money. I don't know if it would have made Avengers money, but it would have been pretty close. And I am excited. I hope they do a Suicide Squad, or sorry, The Suicide Squad 2. I would love to see James Gunn do another one. And guys, just to talk about the Starro, the enemy in this movie, but really guys, he is not the villain. He is the victim of all things. People are looking at this. They're like, oh yeah, he was the bad guy. That, you know, he killed people and broke down buildings and all that stuff. But he was the villain, or sorry, not the villain. He was the victim in this movie. Because when he was just little, they took him from space, threw him in a container, kept him there for 30 years, did tons of different experiments on him. So really, he was the victim, not the humans in this situation. He was just... And at the end of the movie, I think, I'm not 100% sure exactly the quote here, but it was like, now I'm into the stars or something like that again. And yeah, I mean, that's all he wanted. He wanted to be back in the sky in the stars, and that's what he wanted. So he was really the victim. Well done. You know, unless you were like watching, but like, yeah, it was really, at first you're thinking you're watching it and it's like, he's the villain, they got to take him down, and this, with all the moves, and like even the girl with all the rats, she sat there and bring like literally like a army of rats. And honestly, how can there be so many rats in that city? I mean, I understand they did it for the movie scene, but that's a lot of rats, guys. Like, really, that's a lot of rats. But anyway, like, yeah. So he was not the enemy. He was the victim in this movie. But oh my gosh, it was an amazing movie. And like, and especially having my experience at my first drive-in with this kind of a movie, it was amazing. Bloodsport. Bloodsport was really amazing. I love the fact that he had all this high-tech equipment. Like, when he's sitting there putting the gun together at the end of the movie, it's just, it's not a small, it's like he uses everything he's got on him to make the giant gun. And it's like futuristic type thing. It brings me back to even some of the anime shows where like they've got a gun and it transforms into whatever they want it to be. So it was really cool. Like, you just all of a sudden had the spinner and just... But yeah, Bloodsport was an amazing character to have in this. It's really, like, the whole cast was really great. The movie was done great. James Gunn did an amazing job on the entire thing. There's a lot of things that I'd love to see in the next one. We'll see what happens. Even with King Shark himself, closer to the end of the movie, he sits there and he literally rips a person in half, and you get to see the lightning and stuff behind him, and it's just like, it's just so, you can't not laugh. You're just like, he got ripped. One of the last characters to talk about is Polka-Dot, which I did not realize this character, like, I was looking at all the dots on his face and on his arms and everything, and I was just like, what is this character all about? Like, I'm like, and like right at the movie, they're like, what do? Throw polka dots at people? I think Cena said that actually, and he's like, you throw polka dots at people, and it's like, oh my gosh, I mean, his character was funny to certain parts. Like, the biggest thing for him was, anybody that he decides to shoot polka dots at is his mother. And I mean, even when they were fighting the big starfish, they sat there, and when they were fighting Starro, they sat there and they threw the Bloodshot sits there and he's like, that's not a star, that's your mother. And he's like, oh, and he like just fires a ton of polka dots at the star's leg and like starts to burn it off. And it's like, wow. I mean, what can I say, guys? This guy is interesting. I would love to see a TV series with him, maybe a little bit of more about his backstory or going forward from. But yeah, Polka-Dot was hilarious too. All the characters from this were good. Let me know, guys, what you guys thought of Polka-Dot. Let me know in the comments section below. I was really hoping that one character would have been in this movie, Deadshot. I was really hoping that Will Smith would have came back for this movie to do a second one. However, he did not. And that's one character I would have loved to see in this movie. It would have been really cool to see and have him back in it. But unfortunately, he had other obligations or just didn't want to. So unfortunately, we did not have him. But the movie was still amazing. I really wish it would have gotten a much higher number in the box office for sure. I'm hoping even with the low numbers that it did get, that it's still going to maybe have a sequel to it. Well, guys, I would definitely go back to the drive-in. I had a great experience, and I would love to go back for more movies. And even, like, if they had 2 or 3 playing, I'd watch all 3 of them if they had some playing. So I was really impressed with it. The prices were great. Sitting in the comfort of your own vehicle is amazing. It was just an amazing experience. And if you guys have not had a chance to try a drive-in, I would suggest that you go and try it, because it's definitely an experience you have to be there to experience yourself, to enjoy. Well, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this spoiler-heavy reaction video. It's my first time doing something like this, so if you guys have enjoyed this video, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications, guys. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Follow me, guys, on social media on Twitter and Instagram. I'll leave links in the description below. And guys, please have a wonderful day. Stay safe. And bye-bye.